There's a lot of Excel users that can move around a worksheet really fast. They can move around a workbook really fast. You know, they hit those Control right, Control down, all those things to move around from cell to cell. However, when they get in the actual cell, they turn into a snail. So we're going to fix that problem right here. If that's you, get your notebook out. We're going to fix those issues. Yeah, here's the keys that are going to help us fix that. So F2, we keep using that a lot, but that's how you get into this cell. And then once you're in the cell, you can highlight, just shift and the arrow keys would get a letter at a time, or you can move from one word to the next word by hitting the Control key, left, right, combine that with Control Shift, and now you're selecting one word at a time. And then you can move to the beginning or end of a cell using Ctrl Home or Ctrl End. Combine that with the Shift key, notice the pattern here, you can move to the beginning or the end of the cell. And notice that pattern again. Control keys generally are for like faster movement, and then the Shift key is for highlighting stuff. So you combine them together, you get the elongated movement with the highlighting key. So Control, mass move, or extra moves, and then the Shift key is for selecting things. Okay, so we talked about workbook navigation, like how to open the new workbook, create a new workbook, and a lot of other things. We also talked about how to move around, move to a new tab, create a new tab, and then how to move around the actual worksheet itself. What we haven't talked about yet, and it's really important and really not known, is how to move around within a cell. So if you want to get into the cell, we talked about how to enter the cell by pressing the F2 command to enter the cell, but what we didn't talk about is how you can move around from word to word, or get the whole line at once. So let's check that out. Oh, you got a big sentence right here, and it says, "I can't wait to visit the Microsoft help page to see which features they removed." That's actually a true statement, because you'll see later that some of the features that they removed, some were pretty helpful, but they do their own thing. We just got to deal with it. So let's enter the cell. So we're in the cell, and then if we want to go to the next word, so here we are at the end of the word, let's go all the way to the beginning of the cell. So to move to the beginning of the cell, you're going to press the Control and Home key. Control Home. So there we are at the very beginning of the cell. And if we want to highlight within the cell, one character at a time, you're going to press the Shift button to select, and then you're going to press the arrow key. So that's how you highlight one at a time. But if you want to do a word at a time, you can jump from word to word, pressing the holding down the Control key and pressing the arrows. And similar to how we highlighted one, you probably see what's coming next. You can press Control Shift, and you can pop over one word at a time. So if you start from the middle and you just want to delete a couple words, you just hold down Control Shift, and then you can delete it. But that's how you move. Control Shift goes from word to word. And then if you want to highlight the entire cell at once, you just press remember the Control Home and Control End? Well, you can press Control Shift End, and you highlight all the way to the end of the cell. So that's pretty useful for jumping around a cell, especially if you have a big formula, or if you have a big big sentence that you want to edit. So definitely you practice that, because it's going to help you out in the future.